Emma woke before her alarm again. Third time this week. She lay there, staring at the ceiling. Something felt wrong. She couldn't say what. The day passed normally enough. Lectures, notes, the usual routine. She'd always been a good student, methodical about everything. After her last class, she lingered with some classmates near the quad. Everyone was making vague plans for the evening, plans that would probably fall through. Emma stayed long enough to be polite. She mentioned that the new history professor was actually worth showing up for. Apparently, attendance mattered for the final. Walking home, her mind drifted back to the weirdness from the past few days. The photos. She'd found the first one while clearing out her camera roll. A cemetery, shot from a distance, some kind of construction site in the foreground, a road cutting across the frame, then rows of headstones behind a concrete wall. Emma had no memory of taking it, didn't recognize the place at all. She'd assumed it was a pocket dial photo or something. Deleted it along with a bunch of other junk. The next day, while studying late, her phone buzzed. A notification. Another photo had appeared in her gallery. Same cemetery. Closer this time. The construction site was barely visible now. But the road and crosses were sharper, more defined. Emma frowned at her screen. Was someone messing with her? Her first thought went to the accident. Last week, Jess had called her past midnight, completely hysterical. Her boyfriend Tyler had cheated, said horrible things to her. From the sound of Jess's voice, Emma knew she was spiraling, maybe even thinking about doing something stupid. She'd thrown on clothes and bolted out the door without thinking. No buses were running. Emma had practically jogged the whole way, stepped into the street without looking. Screaming tires, blaring horn, white spots burst across her vision. Then these weird pink and blue rings. She'd come to with paramedics hovering over her. Mild concussion. They didn't admit her. The driver had screamed at her, and he was right to. It was completely her fault. Maybe he was sending the photos, trying to scare her with images of a cemetery, but that seemed so childish for a grown man. Or maybe someone she knew was pulling a prank, some secret admirer with a twisted sense of humor. Emma decided not to obsess over it. She went to bed early. When she woke, she somehow knew there'd be another one. Her phone gave a soft ping. New file. She lay there motionless, eyes on the ceiling. Check it now or wait until morning? If she looked now, it meant the thing was getting under her skin. She couldn't let some stupid joke control her. But her hand reached for the phone anyway. Same cemetery, even closer. The road was gone from the frame now, just headstones and monuments filling the screen. The image felt oppressive somehow. Emma sat up and zoomed in. She wanted to talk to someone. She opened her messages and texted Jess. "Hey, you up? What are you doing?" The reply came quickly. "Not sleeping." "What are you doing, though?" "Reading." "Can't sleep either." A long pause. Emma was starting to think Jess had dozed off. Then a new message appeared. "Who is this?" Strange question. Jess could obviously see who was texting her. Maybe she was messaging multiple people. "It's me." "Who's me?" Okay, so Jess definitely hadn't confused the chat, but that didn't make Emma feel any better. "It's Emma." The next message made her sit bolt upright in bed. "This isn't funny. Stop messing around. I'm gonna call you." "Don't." "What's going on?" "Everything's fine." "You're being weird." "Everything's fine. How are you?" "I'm fine. Did you make up with Tyler?" "Tyler, is this you?" Emma's eyebrows shot up. What the hell? She hit the call button. It rang and rang. Way too long for someone who'd literally just been texting. "No answer." Emma typed quickly. "Are you okay?" "Yes." "Why aren't you picking up?" "Can't talk right now." "Are you not alone?" "Yes." "Oh, thank God. I was worried. Listen, something weird is happening with my phone. Has anything like this ever happened to you? I keep getting these creepy cemetery photos. They just show up in my gallery. I think someone's pranking me." "I didn't send you anything." "I'm not saying you did. Just wondering if you've ever dealt with something like this." I don't know. Okay, this is all just really weird. Yes, very weird. You're sure you're okay? Yes. I didn't see you at school today. Are you sick? I was there. We only had one class, then practicum. Oh, right, we had lectures. Got it. Okay. Night. Sorry for texting so late. See you tomorrow. Good night. The conversation had been strange, but talking to someone helped. It was good to have people you could reach out to. Emma didn't even notice when she fell asleep. The next day passed normally. Emma didn't run into Jess anywhere. She even asked one of their classmates. He just shook his head thoughtfully. On the bus home, she texted, "Hey, how's it going? Were you on campus today?" "No. Exams are coming up, just so you know." "I know. I'll call you when I get home. Too loud on the bus right now." "Don't." "Why not?" Emma felt a spark of curiosity. Was Jess seeing someone new? "Want to call me when you're free?" "Yes, that's better." "Okay, just don't blow off too many classes. Professors aren't your friends. They won't let it slide." She added with a smirk, "YOLO and all that." "Okay?" At home, Emma buried herself in her textbooks. Unlike the previous night, the new photo arrived without warning. Same cemetery, but this time focused on a specific grave. A fresh cross gleamed with new paint among the weathered ones. The old crosses were tilting around it. A shovel leaned against the mound of dirt. Weird, but somehow it felt less threatening. A specific grave wasn't some abstract menace. Maybe a relative was hinting she should visit someone's burial site? It didn't make sense. But at least it was concrete. Emma fell asleep easily. Her last thought, if someone wanted to tell her something, they should just say it. Instead of sending cryptic photos, the photos stopped coming. Days flew by. Classes, studying, texting back and forth with Jess. An important event was approaching. Before finals, the students had decided to throw a party Saturday afternoon in the quad near campus. Friday night, Emma stayed up late reviewing her notes, identifying weak spots in her preparation. As she got ready for bed, she remembered the photos. She smirked at her phone. "Can't scare me now, mystery prankster." Attitude was everything. Saturday morning, she practically floated to campus. Her body felt impossibly light, like her feet weren't quite touching the ground. Strange, but the streets were empty. Emma glanced around. Nobody. Then again, it was Saturday. Students had already gathered in the quad, little clusters everywhere. Some people setting up food by the fountain, others just talking. Emma felt a disconnect between her buoyant mood and the sluggish gathering. Everyone seemed so lifeless. She waved, called out, "Hey!" Walked over to some girls by the fountain, offering to help. They didn't react, like they couldn't hear her. It didn't bother Emma. She wanted to float. She drifted from group to group, listening, smiling, occasionally adding comments. After 15 minutes, she got bored. Everyone was busy with their own thing, paying zero attention to her. She reached out to take a guy's hand, missed completely, nearly stumbled. She smiled in surprise, started to make a joke, but he was gone, vanished into thin air. Her hand reached for someone else, passed straight through them like smoke. Emma recoiled. The girls kept preparing food, oblivious to her presence. Something inside her dropped away. Her phone pinged softly. With shaking fingers, she opened the file. The same fresh grave, but without the cross and shovel now. The cross lay on its side, next to a torn open hole in the ground. On the metal nameplate, painted in fresh letters, Emma. She could barely make out her last name. Tears were blurring her vision. She looked up. There was no campus, no fountain, no students, just bare trees, cutting wind, and a black pit at her feet. Cold loneliness crawling up from its depths. Emma understood. It had been over a week. Time was up. The girl sat on her bed, staring at her phone screen. Her lips moved soundlessly. She reread the messages over and over, not knowing how to respond. This hurt. This was terrifying. Someone's cruel joke? But whose? And why? She kept seeing Emma's face in the casket. First, Tyler had betrayed her. Then her best friend was gone forever. Everything had collapsed at once. Why had she called Emma that night? She'd known Emma would come running to help, but it was the middle of the night, a dangerous time to be out. If it hadn't been that car, it could have been some psycho. She'd put her friend in mortal danger. And the danger had been real. It had taken Emma's life. She had created that danger. She had killed her friend. How could she live with this? Should she even try? Finally, she typed a response. "Who is this?"